What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa Show, where I cover the latest cryptocurrency news articles to keep you up to date on what is going on in the crypto world. And happy Monday. Hope everyone had an awesome weekend. Mine was pretty chill. I was here on Saturday, did the new member orientation. Sorry for that one person that was on the first 15 minutes. I didn't know the audio wasn't on, so I had to restart from the beginning. But we'll have another one in 2 weeks just to go over the programs, what we do here at the club, and then give you guys a navigation on how to navigate our website so that way you can gain access to all of our crypto classes. And yeah, we have tons of classes going on this week. We have one going on tomorrow, which is talking about like the tools just beyond banks and just like how to be sovereign. So that's going to be a great class. But what's going on with Bitcoin today? We are currently at 89,900. Bitcoin just keeps bouncing from 89 to 92. We can't seem to break that 92 level. But as the title of this article is showing, like, are we out of the 4-year cycle or the 4-year pattern? Like Justin, $779 billion Bernstein says Bitcoin cycle has broken the 4-year pattern and is now in an elongated bull cycle. So it's like, did we like break past it? Like, we have been kind of moving sideways. If we take a look at the rainbow chart, like, which usually showcases like our bull runs, market values, like right here, it's like we are like on it. We just been a sideways. We never really had like that explosion like the previous bull runs. Like the very first one, boom, spike. We're in maximum bubble territory. Second bull run, we have maximum bubble territory, sell territory. Same with the third and the last one, but not this one. We didn't even get into the, is this a bubble phase? Like if we zoom into it, yeah, like this is the entire, we're just moving sideways since we've had our halving event, just continuously going. Now, why do some people call the 4-year cycle may be over? Asked ChatGPT this, and the classic 4-year cycle for Bitcoin has historically been tied to its block reward halving events about every 4 years, which will reduce the supply and at least in prior cycles have triggered a big bull run. And we can see that in the chart. Let's zoom back out. Let me just refresh the page. That's always easiest. So we can see here. So yeah, it's like in these first, like before this happened, this is when Bitcoin first came out, every block that was solved, a person received 50 Bitcoin. And then we have what is called the halving, where that supply gets cut in half. So now every newly mined Bitcoin per block gets cut in half. Now this cycle, they were receiving 25 Bitcoin. This one, 12 and a half. This one, 6.125. And now we're currently at 3.125. So that's where the cycle is happening. You can see that when we had that reduction in supply, the price usually spiked. And yeah, we haven't really had that this year. But however, recent analysis argue that Bitcoin's recent price behavior has decoupled from that rhythm. In the current cycle, the usual explosive post-halving rally was replaced by months of sideways consolidation. And yes, we see that. It's been months of just sideways consolidation. So yeah, have we officially broken it? But the same source suggests that macroeconomic drivers, especially global liquidity trends like money, supply growth, interest rate cycles, central bank activity, are becoming more dominant force behind major moves than the actual halving cycle. So because of this, some institutions and analytical voices, big firms, are signaling that the traditional 4-year halving to top cycle may no longer be reliable to predict Bitcoin's timing or magnitude of major moves. But there is still, again, like, you got to respect that Bitcoin halving and like in the 4-year cycle, because we don't know what truly is going to happen. Like right now, we're looking like we're just sideways. Are we going to get that boom up? Is the cycle going to be different? Like Ivan on text always saying, like, yeah, we're just like taking it day by day. Some days we're bearish, like the narrative. Like me and him are just following the narrative. Like, what's everybody talking about? Is it bearish? Are people just like fudding it, like going down? Or is the whole narrative of the world going, oh yes, Bitcoin, adopt it? So like, that's where we're really following. It's just, it changes day by day. So right now I'm calling it's a bullish narrative at the moment, but that could change in 2 days. Bitcoin slips to 87, up narrative, everyone's screaming, market's down, Bitcoin's dead. So we'll see. But yeah, so is it the top? Well, we always got to respect the 4-year cycle still. We just never know. So again, but it's looking like we could be continuously growing and we're just waiting for the explosive boom next. So fingers crossed that happens. But what else is happening in this crypto space? Let's see. We've got some more Twitter news for you. Looks like Strategy has just acquired 10,624 Bitcoin for $967 million at an average price of $90,000 per coin. And he has received a Bitcoin yield of 24.7% year to date. Now, this happened as of December 7th, and they currently hodl 660,624,000 Bitcoin. And their average price per coin is only 74,696. So Strategy is still in the green. And Saylor is still like, he's no longer, Michael Saylor is no longer the CEO, but he is like still a partner of Strategy. Is like the main face figure of it all. But he's been in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, like, and I think he's about to speak at the biggest conference out there. So yeah, the UAE is hosting the world's largest Bitcoin conference in Abu Dhabi today and tomorrow. And Michael Saylor is giving a keynote speech there tomorrow. So I really wonder what he has to say, because that man has just been going all over. Like here, we'll check out his Twitter page. Like here, digital energy in Abu Dhabi. Like he had so many photos of him just like showcasing it. Like, let's see. I know he's got more. Believing it in Kuwait. So he's just been like, I wonder who he's been talking to. Bitcoin in Bahrain. So he is just like probably traveling to cities. Orange Thai in Dubai. So yeah. So Saylor is traveling to Dubai. He'll be the keynote speaker tomorrow. So I'm sure they'll be streaming on YouTube. So definitely give it a watch if you can, just to stay informed. Or there will be an article just going over what everyone's talking about. Now, also in the news, looks like Harvard has nearly quadrupled its Bitcoin holdings from 117 million to 443 million. Now, its gold ETFs also doubled from 102 to 235 million. Now, this shows us that Harvard's spending shows a clear 2-to-1 ratio where they prefer Bitcoin over gold. So they're investing in both, but hey, it looks like they're really going into Bitcoin. So these guys do know something. So they're getting ready for that boom like we're seeing. Now, what's happening this week? There's a lot of stuff going on in December, leading into January, but this week alone, let's see. We have tomorrow, December 9th, the JOLTS job opening. So we got that data coming in. On Wednesday the 10th, the FOMC rate cut decision will be talked about. And then as well as on Wednesday, Jerome Powell's press conference. Thursday, we have the initial jobless claims. And then Thursday, as well as Thursday, PPI and core PPI data. So the markets are expecting a 25 basis points rate cut this week. So all eyes will be on new announcements. Few banks are predicting that the Fed will announce the beginning of bond buying from January 2026. But if that happens, it'd still be bullish sign for alts and Bitcoin. So yeah, lots of stuff happening this week, which could affect the price of where we're going to go this week. As well as people, like because of all this too, people are worried about the debasement of the dollar. So a Google alert of searches for dollar debasement hit an all-time high this quarter as public interest in currency depreciation explodes. Bitcoin, anyone? Well, that's right. So when the dollar goes down, that's good news for Bitcoin. So when it depreciates, Bitcoin's value goes up. That's how it's always been. So yeah, so if a lot of people are searching about like, they're getting worried about their dollar losing its value, we may see a push of the retail finally to get into the Bitcoin, because we didn't have the Bitcoin boom at all, like during this rainbow chart pattern. Like all this has really just been institutions, ETFs, President Donald Trump, pro-Bitcoiner, states, reserves, buying Bitcoin. And then just like, that's all we're getting. We never really had a retail boom. So yeah, we'll see if this is like the retail side of it all, like just getting worried about their finances. So hopefully they understand Bitcoin. If you know of anybody like that and they need help, have them sign for the club. We got totally new prices, cheaper options, and great classes and education for everybody to have. But all right, let's now move into some news articles. What is happening? That was a lot of Twitter news and just news about just, are we out of the 4 cycle? So let's actually cover some crypto news and like go through some articles and get the deets. So it looks like Bitcoin is on the move, and we got some old Bitcoin about to be reawakened. So yeah, it looks like 2,000 Bitcoin is on the move. A rare cassatious coin awakens after 13 years. The physical Bitcoin collectibles were minted when Bitcoin was trading for just $3.88 and $11.69 each, marking a massive potential return. If you don't know what these cassatious coins were, well, they are physical Bitcoins that were from 2011 to 2013, made by Mike Caldwell. Each metal coin contains a hidden private key under a hologram loaded with real Bitcoin, either 0.5 to 1,000. Unpeeled ones are still redeemable and highly collectible. And here is one of those coins now. So I believe on the back side, you have the holographic seal, which if you hold it, it will reveal whether there was 0.5 or 1,000. Or no, it just says it right up there, 25 Bitcoin, so you just know. So that's pretty cool. But let's actually hear a little bit more about this in this article, because I guess 2 of them just became undormant. So 2 long dormant cassatious coins, each backed by 1,000 Bitcoin, have just been activated as of Friday, unlocking more than $179 million stashed away for more than 13 years. Now, on-chain data indicates that one of the Cassatius coins was minted in October of 2012 when Bitcoin was just trading at $11.69. And the other was minted earlier in December of 2011 when Bitcoin was valued at only $3.88. Crazy for still prices. If you're thinking 90,000 is like, oh no, we dipped low. This was only 14 years ago, 13 years ago, and it was like $3. And yeah, Bitcoin can still do that. Just it's going to take time. So let's keep hodling. But still, this didn't account for the cost of mining, which was probably still super cheap at the time and a lot easier to mine coins. But a little history behind the Cassatius coins. Cassatius coins are, again, physical metal coins or bars created by Utah-based entrepreneur Mike Caldwell, which were minted between 2011 and 2013. Caldwell would take Bitcoin and mint it into physical coins, and then they are considered one of the most sought-after physical collectibles related to Bitcoin. Now here's a couple more tweets about like these coins being undormant, or they were being discovered on chain, and they was quickly taken to Twitter going, oh, look at this guy, some dormant coins just got undormant. But each Cassatius coin contains an embedded piece of paper with a digital Bitcoin value and is covered in a tamper-resistant hologram. The coins and bars range from 1, 5, 10, 25, 100, 500, and 1,000 Bitcoin denominations. However, Caldwell suspended his business after receiving a letter from FinCEN over concerns that he may have been operating a money transmitter business license without a license. Oh man, that's been going on so long for just like, again, like back in the day, like it was hard to be into crypto because everything was against it. Like there was never any clear rule. So luckily we got some changes going on now up in Washington, DC and around the world. But back then it was like, like they just assumed you were doing something wrong. No rules, nothing backing it. So it looks like he had to, he stopped this because of that. But how do Cassatius coins work? Only 16 of the 1,000 Bitcoin bars and 6 of the 1,000 Bitcoin coins were ever made, according to some records. Now, the first person to redeem the private key by lifting the holographic sticker will receive the full value of the coin. After this, the coin will no longer have any Bitcoin value at all once it's been redeemed. However, redeeming a Cassatius coin for its equivalent in Bitcoin doesn't necessarily mean that a bunch of Bitcoin is about to flood the market. In July, 100 Bitcoin Cassatius coin owner John Gott, who had moved his stash from a physical coin to a hardware wallet, told Cointelegraph that he did so because his funds would be more easily accessible. He had no immediate plan to cash out. He was like, having 100 Bitcoin is life-changing for anyone. But but the thing is, I've had it for so long that this was more about just staying safe than suddenly getting rich, he said. So he was just taking more self-control or self-custody of his crypto, which is what everybody should do. That's how you become self-sovereign in this space out there, taking actual ownership of it. And he did already. That coin was one way of doing it, but now he can be certain like what that seed phrase is. He knows what the private keys are. Like, so he's in more control of it now. So that's what all he was. It wasn't about like, oh, I'm super rich right now, I'm going to sell it. It's just like I want to beef up my security. I'm going to move it to my own hardware self-custody wallet. And then also it's easy accessible in case I do need to access it. So that's what one gentleman did. But what's to say about these two 1,000 Bitcoin coins? Probably the same, but don't get me wrong, they'll probably take a little profit if they need it. But that's it. But yeah, so that's pretty cool that these Cassatius coins, like I honestly didn't even know about them before reading about this. So it's always good getting just a little bit of Bitcoin's history. It's just like what's been taking place since the very beginning to now. Some of these little tidbits of history of like these coins are out there just that are just like they're out there. That maybe some people, who knows, maybe some of these coins are some of the ones of Bitcoin that are just gone and lost forever because people threw away the coin, didn't think anything of it, they lost it. So that could be something too. But yeah, so that's our first article we're covering with you today. And let's see, we have a comment. Good morning, John. How you doing today, brother? Enjoying your coffee? I am too. But let's continue on with the news. What else is going on? Oh, we got some more coin movement happening, but not selling, so just let you know. But it looks like Tether moves $3.9 billion worth of Bitcoin for Jack Mallers' 21 NYCE debut. So the $3.9 billion transfer is a custody settlement for the new New York Stock Exchange listing XXI. It's not a market dump, guys, so don't panic. So a massive 43,033 Bitcoin transfer flagged by a whale alert on Sunday is not a sell-off. It is the settlement capital for 21, or with the stock ticker XXI. The Bitcoin native firm led by Jack Mallers set to list on the New York Stock Exchange on December 9th. Now, the $3.9 billion transaction confirmed on chain represents the release of funds from escrow to the company's direct custody ahead of its public market open. Now, Tether and the 21 New York Stock Exchange listing. 21 is going public via a merger with Cantor Equity Partners, a SPAC backed by Cantor Fitzgerald, and the entity launches with a war chest of roughly 43,500 Bitcoin, positioning it immediately as a top-tier corporate holder alongside MicroStrategy and Mara Holdings. And it is a top, 43,000. That is top. That is more than a lot of companies out there. But again, that's what, like 43 divided by 66,000. Let's just round this one up to 45. Makes the math easy. 9, 18. Let's see. 9, 18, 27, 36. I can't even do the math. I don't even know where I'm getting at that. So 43,000 out of 160,000. So MicroStrategy still has a lot more than them. But hey, this does push them in as a top holder for Bitcoin. But Tether and Bitfinex act as a major owners, having pre-purchased the Bitcoin to sell to 21 at a cost upon closing. Now, SoftBank remains a minority investor. CEO Jack Mallers moved to preempt liquidity fears immediately. So over 43,500 Bitcoin out of escrow and into our custody, Mallers wrote on X, proof of reserves, update to follow. And yeah, so Mallers had to come in just so that way we didn't see a huge market dump this morning and just go, guys, no, this is just self-custody. But here is that tweet he did. 21 expects to begin trading on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker XXI tomorrow, December 9th. As part of the closing process, we'll be moving our over 43,500 Bitcoin out of escrow and into our custody. We'll update our proof of reserve accordingly, and transparency is the standard, and that is awesome. Now, Tether CEO Paulo Arduino added simply XXI, so it begins with the Lord of the Rings reference. But Bitcoin traded flat at $92,100 following the transfer, shrugging off the on-chain volume spike, and the market correctly identified the move as administrative rather than a liquidation event. Now, the institutional take on this is that the transfer operationalizes a new competitor to Strategy's treasury model, but with a distinct lineage. Unlike Saylor's debt finance accumulation, 21 enters the New York Stock Exchange with its stack fully funded by the Tether/Bitfinex liquidity engine. Now, the involvement of Cantor Fitzgerald, whose CEO Howard Lutnick is also a known crypto proponent, signals deep institutional plumbing. Some analysts expect XXI to trade as a high beta spot Bitcoin proxy and potentially compressing the premium on master stock if the market views Muller's proof of reserve model as superior transparency standards. So we'll have to see which one's going to happen. So yeah, the stock's going to come out, XXI, and yeah, we'll see if it pulls some of the energy, like the monetary energy, out of MicroStrategy stock, and people like pull from there, move over to XXI. So we'll see, because again, like the difference is what this article's claim is that they're even more transparent than Strategy. So we'll see when the proof of reserves comes out, and who knows, maybe Strategy will make that change too to be more transparent as well. But time will tell. But that's what's going on with Tether, Jack Mallers, that big, huge Bitcoin move. Nothing to fear, guys. And we got some more people in the chat. Joe from California, good morning. And Baxter, Joe says good morning. She's just chilling down here, always sleeping during the show. But let's continue on with the news. Like, there's still so much going on right now. Like, right now, we could be seeing an Ethereum supply squeeze, which looms while exchanges holdings their Ethereum holdings level is lowest since 2015's time. So this could be a good little move for, what's that guy's name from, is it Bitminer? No, I got it right here. Tom Lee's Bitmine. He just bought another 138,452 Bitcoin worth 435, and him and Bitmine have been accumulating. I think they have like 3% of Ethereum supply. So hey, if we're in that short squeeze and he's still accumulating, and Ethereum is about to boom too with Bitcoin, then his bet is pretty solid right now, and people won't make fun of him, that's for sure. But let's hear about the low liquidity on exchanges right now, like what's taking place. So Ether exchange balances dropped to a decade low of 8.7% as more Ethereum moved into staking and custody, setting up a potential supply squeeze. Now, the amount of Ethereum stored on centralized crypto exchanges is at an unprecedented low, which could result in a supply squeeze, says analysis. Now, Ethereum exchange balances fell to 8.7% on Thursday last week, the lowest they have been since the network launched in mid-2015. Now, the amount of assets held on exchanges remained low at 8.8% on Sunday, according to Glassnode data, and the amount of Ethereum on exchanges has declined by 43% since the beginning of July, which was around the time when digital asset treasury purchase started ramping up. Now, Ethereum is quietly entering its tightest supply environment ever, commented macro investment research feed Milk Road, which added that it was a level we've never seen before. Compared to this, the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges was higher at 14.7%, according to Glassnode. But Ethereum keeps getting pulled into places that don't sell, such as staking, restaking, layer 2 activity, DATs, collateral loops, and long-term custody, added the Milk Road, suggesting that a supply squeeze could drive prices momentum. Now, sentiment feels heavy right now, but the sentiment doesn't dictate supply. Ethereum supply is tightening in the background while the market decides its next move. When that gap closes, prices will follow. Now, volume momentum indicator signals buying strength. Analyst Gidolik said on Friday that there was an on-balance volume, a volume-based momentum indicator with a breakout above resistance. However, the price was rejected, which is a classic divergence signaling hidden buying strength that often precedes upside moves. Now, this is a sign of buying strength and typically that the price will follow, but nothing is guaranteed without indicators. But I have found that the OBV tends to be one of the most reliable lead indicators, they said, as well as mix that with the fact that the PA, the price action, just looks bullish. I think we're going to see highs before any meaningful pullback, they added. Now, Ethereum holds on to its $3,000 price range. Ethereum's prices have mostly held above $3,000 for the past 5 days, but could not break resistance at $3,200. Over the past 24 hours, the asset has consolidated around $3,050 area where it currently stands, and Ethereum price performance against Bitcoin also caught attention last week with the E/BTC pair breaking above the downtrend. So this is kind of some bullish news coming out there. Like, again, it's not guaranteed, but like, again, with the short squeeze going on, this could push Ethereum's price just where it needs to go to break past that 3,200, and then also who knows where it can go after that. So that's what's going on over here with Ethereum, as well as Tom Lee buying more Bitcoin, because again, I said at the very beginning, he purchased another 138,000, so they are still acquiring it. And we'll probably get more news. Like he's like the strategy for Ethereum, except instead of buying Bitcoin, he's buying ETH. But all right, let's take a quick commercial break because I think I really only have 2 more articles for you guys today. So let me just play a quick word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
What if I told you a truck driver cracked the code to building a crypto empire? Meet Bitcoin Ben. He went from driving 18-wheelers to creating 6 different ways for regular people to stack Bitcoin and build wealth. This isn't just another crypto course. This is a complete ecosystem where you earn while you learn. First up, the confidential bulk purchase program. Get Bitcoin at wholesale prices through group buying power. Then there's Home to HODL. Convert your home equity directly into Bitcoin instead of cash. Need funding? The Loans for Bitcoin program gets you the capital to buy more crypto. Want passive income? Private Key Capital puts your Bitcoin to work. Hungry for something different? Bitcoin Ben's tokenized beef lets you invest in real cattle backed by blockchain technology. And if you want to mine? Bitcoin Ben's mining program gets you started with the right equipment and knowledge. But here's the kicker. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club pays you to learn. Earn 10% on direct referrals, 5% on second level, 2% on third level. This might be the only membership where you make more than you pay. Ben went from 10 years behind the wheel to becoming the world's most unlikely crypto expert. Now he's sharing everything through live training, community events, and proven systems that work. Ready to stop watching from the sidelines? Join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club today and start stacking sats while building your financial future. Your truck driving days are over. Your crypto empire starts now.
And we are back, and yes, it is. If you guys want more information about our programs, go to bitcoinben.io or give us a call or text at 941-413-8080. That number is scrolling down beneath, going from right to left, but I'm going opposite. Mirrored image. But yeah, so, and again, if you don't want to be a part of the crypto clubs, like you're not near a physical club, you don't want the classes because you're so smart anyways in the space, our programs membership has been reduced to just $4.99. So if you want to take advantage of the no KYC Bitcoin purchases, home to hodl, beef initiative, it's only $5 to take advantage of that. So that gets you on the membership level, and yeah, you don't have to, it's just separated. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. But let's dive back into the news. What else do I have for you today? Let's see. Let's take a look at the crypto bubbles. I always love taking a look at that chart too. And wow, CC, what is this coin? Up 21, Canton Network. Oh, is this like that would make sense of these two, because I think the Canton Network has to do with a phone service going on. Hold on. Yeah, because Zcash makes sense, because that's going to be our next article, where a Zcash founder helped create this anonymous phone service. Zuku Wilcox consulted with a new anonymous phone service freely on implementing a zero-knowledge proof system to preserve user privacy. So I wonder if CC has something to do with that. Well, let's go to the article and find out, because I don't know, why else would they both be pumping 20%? And hey, and a new anonymous phone service? A lot of people in the crypto space like their privacy, so this may be for you if you want to check it out. Now, I haven't tried it out to have any feedback, but let's hear a little bit about it, because this is all new to me. So a new anonymous phone service has launched in the United States, enabling consumers to sign up for mobile coverage by providing nothing more than their zip codes. Now, this service is named Freely. The mobile carrier requires no other personal information from customers, who can pay their monthly bill without sharing credit card or bank data with a company. Now, Zuku Wilcox, co-founder of privacy coin Zcash, acted as a consultant on the project, advising Freely on how to apply zero-knowledge proofs to pay bills. Now, phone companies are rapacious. All I know is they're crazy. They basically sell everything about you, including basically every step you take, your fine lane location, to more or less anybody who's willing to pay for that information. So yeah, phone companies are terrible. They get your data and they sell it off. So this is kind of a cool way to finally break that bad habit that's been plaguing us all this time. But Wilcox also added that he currently pays for his phone service in cash under a fake name, and that what Freely is offering has got to be better than that. So let's see. So the Zcash founder declined to delve further into Freely's technicalities or what similarities it may bear with Zcash, though in a recent Wired article, the firm explained that Wilcox suggests it uses zero-knowledge access passes, resulting in its implementing of new encryption systems based on ZK proofs called double-blind armadillo. Now, using this system, Freely is able to prove that phone numbers have paid their bills without keeping any details related to the method of payment. Customers can also prepay their bills using their credit card, or using the privacy coins such as Zcash or Monero. So that makes it even extra private using those two coins. They can also tailor their particular level of anonymity, since Freely offers the option of providing an email address at the sign-up so that you can recover their account in the event of a lost phone. Now, they can also choose to receive their SIM card physically by providing an address, or just by downloading an eSIM from a site hosted by Freely on the Tor network. So they're getting deep using the Tor network, because usually use the Tor to get on the deep web or the darknet. And that's the onion routing network, if you didn't understand what Tor was. But speaking to Wired, Freely founders Nicholas Merrill said that the company is not looking to accommodate individuals who break the law, but is rather a response to the sheer amount of data major phone carriers collect and share on their customers. They said that we're trying to help people just feel more comfortable living their normal lives where they're not doing anything wrong and not feel watched and exploited by giant surveillance and data mining operations, he said. I think it's not controversial to say that the vast majority of people want that as well. Now, Freely was incorporated in 2019 and received $5 million in funding over the past year, mostly from unnamed angel investors. Now, the company is using T-Mobile as its underlying infrastructure provider, but everything else, including its approach to customer data, is handled internally. Now, what is Zcash if you didn't know? It was a coin launched in 2016 under the Electric Coin Company and Zuku Wilcox O'Haron. Zcash is a privacy coin designed to hide key transaction details. Transactions on Zcash can either be transparent like Bitcoin or private using ZK snarks, a type of zero-knowledge proof which enables transactions to be validated without exposing the sender's recipient and amount of funds transferred. Now, like Bitcoin, Zcash has a fixed supply of 21 million coins and block reward halvings every 4 years. In recent months, Zcash has posted impressive gains, rallying over 660% since early September to its current price of $384 on Murad. Now, a prediction market owned by Decrypt's parent company, Dustan, users place a 53% chance on Zcash, price outpacing that of fellow privacy coin Monero on Christmas Day. So prediction markets, they're still in the play, and people are just placing that bet. Like prediction markets are great to gain the honest opinion from the people out there. They're placing the bids on what they think is actually going to be happening and taking place, and they're thinking that Zcash is going to outperform Monero by Christmas Day. So we'll have to see on that. But okay, so I guess I was wrong with this article. I just personally announced it that the CC, the Cantor coin, or the Canton Network coin, or whatever that is, was a part of this. I thought it, I probably just misread it. Maybe I saw it in another article out there. But no, that's actually pretty cool for just more anonymity phone services out there. Again, this just helps fight against this big corporations just selling your data because they got it. So I hope to see this actually get fulfilled. Like, let's actually take a look at the website. So Freely, privacy by design, wireless. Finally, a wireless service that wants to know as little about you as possible. Your privacy is Freely priority. So let's see, you choose your plan. You got a $25 base monthly, free 2 gigs of high-speed data, including sign-up, limited talk and text, always high speed, unlimited international calling. What about data? I guess you only get 2 gigs of high-speed data. And let's see, unlimited talk, text, unlimited hotspot data, and international calling. That gives you 5 gigs, 100. Man, I use so much data. I would probably need the $85 one, and I would still go over that. I guarantee I would. I use my phone data so often, not really just connecting online. But hey, for those of you who don't use their online hotspot or Wi-Fi from their connections, I got friends who just always connect to Wi-Fi when they can. They use their data as little as possible. I usually get that text like halfway through the month going like, oh, you use 50 gigs. You're going to experience slow times now. But no, so these plans are pretty reasonable. And if you like privacy, yeah, definitely check it out. Again, it's Freely if you want to take a look into it. Now, let's see. Or Pirate Chain. Oh, someone else talking. So private by default or Pirate Chain. Yeah, some other coins out there. That's true. But let's continue on with our news. We have one more article for you guys today, and it's with Western Union. Looks like they are planning to launch stablecoin cards for hyperinflationary economies. Now let's go over the details. So American multinational financial service company Western Union has unveiled a stablecoin strategy to expand its digital business and cross-border remittances. In particular, the money transfer firm is looking to launch a stablecoin card service targeted at nations with high inflation rates. Now, Western Union's stablecoin agenda, Matthew Cadwin, Chief Financial Officer and Executive Vice President at Western Union, has shared various ideas that the financial service giant holds around the adoption and potential offering of stablecoins. These revelations were made in a presentation at the UBS Global Technology and AI Conference on December 2nd, 2025. Notably, Cadwin acknowledges that Western Union views stablecoins as a significant opportunity to free the company's cash flow for other purposes. Now, due to the instantaneous and predictable nature of these cryptocurrencies, the executive outlines a business model in which Western Union can settle transactions immediately without needing to hold hundreds of millions of dollars for liquidity as typical in the traditional financial system. Now, notably, Western Union also aims to offer a stable card modeled on the prepaid card in the US, but targeted at users in nations with high inflation pressure. Cadwin explained that the need for this product is referencing Argentina as an example. Now, the CFO did say that I have a big workforce in Argentina. Can you imagine living in a country where the last year your inflation was 250%, 300%? We gave our employees 4 raises last year because if you didn't, they couldn't afford their bills. So imagine a world where your family in the US is sending you $500 home, but by the time you spend it in the next month, it's only worth $300. So we can see a good utility for our stable card there. Now, Cagwin also explains Western Union's ongoing efforts to establish a digital asset network. Notably, the financial services firm has established partnerships with about 4 service providers without the intent to offer an on-ramp and off-ramp services to users from H1 or the first half of 2026 using the yellow wallets and agents such as a big box store or check cashier. And yeah, for the debasement of the dollars, like again, like imagine that, like you're sending $500 back home, they're only getting $300 worth of it. It kind of makes sense that, where did I have that? I know don't tell me I got rid of it. What was that page on the post of people like searching up right here? Yeah, Google searches of dollar debasement. So again, like people are looking it up because who knows, maybe these are the families that are going like, hey, I sent $500 over. Why is my family only getting 300? So people are starting to understand that the US dollar is debasing. It's losing value. Your purchasing power. So why do you want to save that if you know like 10 years from now, it's going to be worth half? I saw like a funny meme out there. Someone was holding like $100 bill. It's like, if I held, like I don't know, it was like I purchased the worst shit coin out there. It's lost 50% since 2013, and it was a $100 bill, which is true. Everything's gone up like 50% here. Like look at fast food places. That's always a prime example of just like how prices have moved and changed. So yeah, people are looking for different ways just to save their money, and I guess a stable coin could help protect that wealth. Now, Western Union eyes a stablecoin launch. So in addition to the stable card, Cagwin states that the Western Union plans to launch a stablecoin which they believe will scale easily, considering their present business network and opting against onboarding existing stablecoins. Cagwin explains that the firm's goal of maintaining end-to-end of the proposed coins use, economics, and distribution operations. Now, at the press time, the total crypto market cap is valued at $3.05 trillion, but let's see what it really is right now. $3.1 trillion, current market price. And after a 3.37% gain the last day, meanwhile, total stable coins are valued at $317 billion, representing 10% of the circulating digital assets out there. So 10% of this $3.1 trillion is stable coins. Very interesting. But yeah, so that's what Western Union is doing. They're going to try to roll out a stable card. They'll have their own stable coin. And again, their whole mission is to try to fight the debasement of the US dollar right now. And again, he's using Argentina as a prime example because this is taking place all around the world. And yeah, so crypto and blockchain can solve this. But yeah, that's it for the news, guys. Let's see. Is there anything else? No chats and everything. Let's take a look at our fear and greed index. So we're at a 24 fear index. So okay, so we dipped 1 point since last Friday since I last did my news show. We're in 25 territory, but people are still fearful. But I don't know. The momentum could be changing. I did say in the beginning that the narrative feels very bullish. So we could slowly be making our way back. How long is it going to take us to get to normal territory? Who knows? End of the year, end of the month. I don't know, but I feel like though the movement is going to start pushing this number up part of this week, but how much? Yeah, I don't know. But that's it for the news, guys. And yeah, I got nothing else. Bitcoin's price currently at 90,000. Bubble is some markets just took a dip. Some stuff just turned red. Wonder what happened there. But hey, ZEC and CC still killing it. Dash coins bumping as well. Crazy. But everyone, thank you so much for being here today. It is Monday, so start of the week. So grind hard, keep learning, and yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow at noon with more crypto news. So take care, guys. Love ya. Peace out.
What if I told you a truck driver cracked the code to building a crypto empire? Meet Bitcoin Ben. He went from driving 18-wheelers to creating 6 different ways for regular people to stack Bitcoin and build wealth. This isn't just another crypto course. This is a complete ecosystem where you earn while you learn. First up, the confidential bulk purchase program. Get Bitcoin at wholesale prices through group buying power. Then there's Home to HODL. Convert your home equity directly into Bitcoin instead of cash. Need funding? The Loans for Bitcoin program gets you the capital to buy more crypto. Want passive income? Private Key Capital puts your Bitcoin to work. Hungry for something different? Bitcoin Ben's tokenized beef lets you invest in real cattle backed by blockchain technology. And if you want to mine, Bitcoin Ben's mining program gets you started with the right equipment and knowledge. But here's the kicker. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club pays you to learn. Earn 10% on direct referrals, 5% on second level, 2% on third level. This might be the only membership where you make more than you pay. Ben went from 10 years behind the wheel to becoming the world's most unlikely crypto expert. Now he's sharing everything through live training, community events, and proven systems that work. Ready to stop watching from the sidelines? Join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club today and start stacking sats while building your financial future. Your truck driving days are over. Your crypto empire starts now.